let's see here. And do I have to join the farm or not? Because,
Are you in the farm?
well, hang on.
No, you're already in the farm.
Okay, good. Because I didn't. Um.
I got them both hired, but I can shut one of them off.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
How about I have you jump in?
Let's see which.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you jump in the other one on the short side.
Okay, let me. Oh, let's see. That's the AI. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm in it.
Okay.
You must. Oh, get my. There we are.
Because that one's on a little bit. It's on the curves of the, so it's not straight back and forth, basically.
Yeah. All right. It's raining. Well, raining, slating really good here. So I don't know if that means you're gonna get something.
We already are. We had like a front come through or something.
Okay.
Because
Well,
the
they were
whole
saying
line
it's.
came by.
I mean, it'll probably turn to snow tonight, but coming down really hard right now.
I shouldn't say we had much rain. We just had a little light rain. But a line came through, and then the backside of it kind of filled in. Because I was watching it just in case it was gonna get severe.
Yeah. It's getting close to that time of year, so.
Yep. Well, wasn't too long ago. Hastings has already had a hailstorm.
Yeah, I'm not looking for that because we get those pretty bad. I do like that basically almost it's almost impossible to have a tornado this close to the mountain. We can still get the high winds. Being which, one of the doors blew off my shed, and I need to get after it and put it. Well, I need to build new doors. Is what I need to do. That's why I haven't just put it. I could just bolt it on for right now and then not be able to get into it, but of course that shed that's 10 years. Yeah, at least 10 years old. So, and the doors were crappy, you know, the get go. So, not too surprised. Well, it's the one that's got all my motorcycles in it too. Anyway, that's but they're still protected. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I wondered if Derek might not be able to make it, but that's okay.
Well, I was a little shocked by his. He was like, "Well, I just saw the time." I was like, "Well, it's the same time we've been doing
I
it
was
every
gonna say we
time."
pretty much do it all the time. I may not go as long as we normal, but let's see. Yeah, I'm about.
Yeah, I was.
Well,
Oh
whoop, there it
shoot!
is. Here, just unload me here.
I was hoping you were gonna make it all the way to the
Yeah,
end
I
there, and
know.
then I
I'm
could have just
like the
followed you
equivalent
back.
of probably like 20 feet in real life.
Well, we're getting closer to getting all the painting done at the offices.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So,
we got
so you're
we
not
got
completely
three.
moved in then yet.
Well, no, the so the furniture, they didn't tell them until the week of, but they're like a week behind or a month
Oh,
behind on that. So, um, our furniture is not supposed to be there for another week now. And
but
then they decided because originally they were going to bring the engineering side and then they were going to bring the investment side later. But now they said that they were going to bring them all at once. So we had to get the painting done on the investment side. Um,
and I guess is it a little bit shorter commute to go to Kearney than Lex, or about the same? I guess I don't really
um,
know.
to Kearney, it's closer. Um, it is about 15 minutes shorter. The only thing about my drive right now is it's in the middle of town and there is no good way to miss stoplights.
Yeah, but Kearney's
Really?
not. But you're only having to go halfway in, and you don't have to go out east like you used. Like
Yeah,
back
because
in the
it
old
because it
days.
that was the thing is like um going out east it was an extra 15 minutes across town and this
Yeah,
isn't this isn't
yeah,
like
because
that.
it's not that far off the. Once you get up over the interstate, bridge or whatever.
Yeah. And I I think we're gonna get our VPN back once we get things set up. And I already told them before that I would like to go back to the Monday Friday thing, and
It's
I
funny. I
don't
think
think that was going to be a problem.
yeah. Well, it's funny. Me and my other coworker were talking about because he kind of switched departments. So like he's in an office like down the hall. We used to, well, God, I've been working there almost 20 years, and we've sat together for almost 20. Well, that's not entirely true, but dang near 20 years working right across from each other essentially. And
Yeah,
now he's in the other office. So we basically just have our morning when we make and then drink coffee, mostly kind of just, or we've always made the coffee. We do a pour over, so we boil water and then pour it over coffee in a filter and fancy and but anyway, so we only get to talk in the mornings really, other than maybe a little bit through I and usually that's pretty, neither of us have time to just, but um but see his department, he's in the accounting department, and it's like all those people almost are never in the, I mean they are almost never in the office. They either work from home or they come in, they come in at like 9 o'clock or whatever, but they're like, most of them are late 20s or real early 30s, so most of them are single and still that. But I think that's just the new way. Like people just expect that. Like he comes in at
yeah,
6, I come in at he comes in at 6 only because he wants to leave at 3. I
yeah,
could technically do that too. I would love to do that and leave at 3, but I got to be available during more business hours for the customer service people, because they might get a customer on the phone and they'll might have to conference me in or something. It doesn't, late in the day it doesn't happen as much, but anyway. But uh I guess a lot's changed in 20, about, well, I should say 19 because it isn't 20 yet, but in that time. But like, our old boss and the way things were, it's like, no, well, a we didn't have the ability or technology and whatnot to do it. Um, so that's part of it. Is it just kind of can now with most people. Can. I guess not everybody, but
Yeah.
like their kind of profession, where they're just kind of crunching numbers all day. But the thing is he's got to work with them, and it's like some of the stuff they got to do. It's just easier to be like in person with that, and it's just not like when they're there, they kind of I say they mess around, but I mean they might take like an hour and a half lunch or whatever, and stuff, and it's like that's like time during the day, burning daylight, where you could be working on things and still being able to call customers under normal business. Because see, they'll work late. It's not like they're loafing or nothing. It's just they'll come in late and work late. But like I don't know, we're just on a different schedule. It just different mindset, I guess.
Well,
But I
that
think even more.
seems weird to me because God, if you spent an hour and a half there, that means that you'd be there till 6:30. Of like, shoot, I've got things to do in
Well,
the
here no,
evenings.
here's like what they do is they kind of just portion their day out. I mean, they're getting their work done. They're doing their stuff. I mean, that's the thing. It's it well, I mean, I guess I assume and I believe it because like I said, if some of these people weren't doing their job, there'd be a lot of problems. So but I think what those people do, that generation that's you know 10 to 15 years younger than us, it's just like like they just expect to be able to, okay, I want to roll out of bed. Some of them might come in, sometimes you might come in early and do and leave early, but sometimes, but I think their whole deal is they if they want to roll in at 9, they roll in at 9, and then they if they want to, they go out to lunch. All of them go out to lunch or something, and like take an hour and a half lunch. Well, yeah, they have to work, yeah, to 6. But here's the thing: no, they might still leave it like 4:35, but then but then they're back on at like 9 and 10 at night. They'll work, almost like college kind of hours, like cramming for a test. Again,
Mm,
it's like they're getting their work done, as far as I know, but it's just I don't know. It's just different. Like and management doesn't
yeah.
seem to like it must not really care because again, like I said, they're getting their stuff done, so I guess no harm, no foul. You know, that's the other thing is they don't have to be available for other support staff. They don't have to be there as support staff for anybody else, really. I mean, sometimes I guess it'd be nice if they're. That's the thing. I do all my best work in the morning. I'm a morning.
Well, exactly. But I don't consider myself a morning person, but I do really good in the mornings on my work, and then the afternoons I'm kind of like tired and
Well, that's
um
that's it, and I and
I
I
I'm a lot more tired, and I don't have quite the
well the
I'll
motivate
still I'll still do my stuff, but it's not motivation. It's more like I'm
if
just mentally really
yeah
tired.
efficient. Well, that's what I mean.
It's just
Motivation, more
wearing on
more efficient.
the day's just wearing on me is basically what it is.
Yeah, and and the thing is, I don't know because some of them probably are hourly. I mean, so that's maybe why they keep those hours. But even like I think the salary. I mean, well, put it this way: me, I could roll in whenever I want and roll out whenever I want, pretty much as long as I get what needs to be done, and I nobody's I guess nobody's being real strict about it, and I don't know if that's unique or not, but I kind of think it's more like that generation is just expecting that and if the job doesn't do that, it's like, oh, they just quit that job and then go somewhere else, or
Yeah.
the whole deal is having that option to work at home. And I know you do it and all that, I
Well,
should be
but
able to make
see,
it to the end here, and then I'll turn around and then
we
go where to
started
go.
it. I mean, we did it because originally we did it because of COVID, but then it's then we kept on it because obviously there's days that you get snow, you have snow days, and
Yeah.
you have to burn vacation days if you can't work at home. So we started doing that. But last year, the reason why we really started it up last year was because um they didn't give us cost of living raises.
Mm.
Um, well, and that I come
Well,
to find out the reason why they didn't was because,
I haven't gotten
um,
one, and I don't think they're gonna give it. So,
well, from what I've discovered here recently, they didn't give them to us because they don't have a program set up yet at the new company, and their plan was to give us last year's raise whenever they get the new plan set up.
okay.
But anyways, to to kind of help with that because of the way gas prices were and everything, we decided to just work at home Mondays and Fridays. And
Well, I mean, and that's nice. I mean, gas prices are still damn high, but I guess here's the thing. I can do it, and I have done it, and I do it in certain situations when kids got stuff or he's got a dentist appointment, so gotta watch the kids, or she's
yeah,
dad or whatever, or and he's gonna have some things here during the middle of the day, so I'll work at home and just go to because walking distance to school. So
yep,
um, do that and come back and work. And it's okay. I my kind of job or well, I don't even know. Even if I was doing something like you're doing, where again, as long as you got the computer that's got the horsepower, you can much do it anywhere. Um,
yeah,
I I just don't. Well, some things I can get a lot done, but other things I don't know. And again, maybe that's just maybe I'm turning a little bit into a boomer. I
but
I
you
gotta go.
gotta,
I gotta be in the office, and I gotta have that drive that bumper on the end, the drive on either end to kind of wind up and wind down a little bit from I can't just instantly like turn my brain on and off from work because if I work from home, I just end up putting in more hours than I'm getting paid for because I'm not hourly. Yes, I end up working overtime and I don't, just because I'm on a roll and keep going. I guess I'm the company man. I guess, but it's just weird. It's solely because like where I'm playing this game is where I have to sit and work, and it's kind of ruins my this creative or fun space.
yeah,
Because it's like if I was working from home, my work computer would be sitting right next to me because I use this. I plug in this monitor for a second monitor because it's nice and big, and I can put
mm-hmm.
whatever I need to look at on the laptop, and then on my spreadsheet or whatever it is I got to do on the other, and go at it. But and then the other thing is I got to use like a web phone, which is I mean it works, but it's kind of not great. I'd rather use Teams for phone calls, but like somebody calls our like phone numbers, well, I got to be able to take like actual phone calls. Used to actually have a actual phone, an internet phone, so you just plug it in to the internet and ring if it was ever. And I used to have that, and I had to have to remember to unplug it, otherwise the dang thing would start ringing off hours when somebody would try to call. It's like, no, I don't need my work at home. I get
Well,
just I don't know, just I I got to have that separation. And I know costs money to the gas drive there, but there's a maybe I'm just a creature of habit or whatever, but there's a mental part to it.
Well,
And
I can relate to that, but the other part is like you got to remember my actual company is down in Texas,
no, I
nowhere
know you're
near me.
remote technically even when you're in the office. So
Yep.
but see, that's the same thing here. We got locations all over the country, so you know, uh, some of the people I have to interface with, yeah, are in different states, and it's just so I get that, but it's also just it's the I guess it's the where I have to work is also where I do my videos or I do my personal stuff. Um, whether it's working on my website or again recreating like this and doing doing what we're doing here, and
I guess I do. That is one thing because like when I game, I'm sitting here in my recliner with my feet up and everything. When I'm working, I sit at a desk or at a I well for my computer right now, I've got a card table.
yeah.
Um, it's so I'm like there's a big distinguishment between the two.
Now of course this is going back about a year and a half or maybe close to 2 years now, but we were short staffed and like we all were having to work after hours, things going. Oh hey, I got somebody in on YouTube here, Southern Farmer. Hi, welcome. Uh, welcome to the chat. We're just talking about work because this is our off time, downtime. But anyway, back to my deal is when I was working at had to work at nights to do what I needed to do to get done because there wasn't enough hours in the day. I'd sit in our reclining uh, sofas there, and but here's the deal, because I would lose track of time and like just keep going until I was done. What I would do is I had to sit on the right side, and I have my mouse on the armrest. It's those big overstuffed armrests, and my laptop in my lap, and be down there. And what I would do is I'd turn on, um, one of the streaming services. Like I would stream. A lot of times it would be Futurama, and I'd watch three Futuramas. That'd be about an hour and a half, and that was my timer. Or I'd put on a movie or something, and that would be my timer to when those are over. It's like it's time to put it away because again, I wasn't getting paid for this time. I was just doing it to keep myself above water when I went in when I have to get started again at 7 in the morning. But I'd be doing this, after the kids go down. So I'd start at about the time we're farming here and just work, you know, for again, I'd do about an hour and a half. Try not to go over much more over 2 hours because then it's like, then it's time, then it's almost like time for bed. And like I didn't get any relax time, you know?
Yeah.
So I would always, that's why I always did about an hour and a half. And then that left maybe about an hour before I should go to bed, and I just usually end up watching something else like King of the Hill or something to just totally zone out to some other TV show or YouTube or something, some long YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were kind of dark-ish times, but we were all doing it. I mean, that's the thing. We were sitting there, had the instant messenger up, and like because of the system we were using, I could tell when other people were in, and I'd look, and there'd be my coworker Chris and some other people. They'd be working at the same time I was, so we'd have this. Sometimes we'd have this group chat going too. While we were, because we were all working at night, so it wasn't just me doing this. Just just crazy. We were just so short staffed and so just had so much volume of work
Yeah.
orders, and I was doing all this database stuff. and just to keep things going. So I'd be ready for the next day when I could, call customers or call sales staff, call these other people that were in different time zones that couldn't, that you couldn't just call at 3 in the afternoon if you didn't get them in the morning, kind of thing. So yeah, and I guess I did it, and I guess that's the other thing why I really don't work from home unless I absolutely have to, because like that was just so brutal. I'm like, I'm never again, kind of thing. Told myself never again. Only if it's like really, really, really important
Yeah.
would I do that kind of. But like your schedule kind of makes sense because it's kind of on and then off, and again, you have kind of a different job where it's a heck of a lot where you can work alone, solo, you know,
Well,
easier.
what we like to say is we need to meet at least like once a week, at the very least, face to face. But other than that, yeah.
Well,
But
right. Like,
technically, we also got two groups, so and one of them's 3 states away that you'll never see. So
let's see.
I
Is this
just
field done?
come.
Is this field done?
Yes,
Or
just
okay.
yes, just follow me. There's a concrete pad where I dumped the other
Oh,
combine.
I see it.
We're gonna um we're gonna switch to doing something because I mean we've got a lot of fields to harvest, so we're gonna switch to do something else so it's not so tediously boring.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, that's.
Well, plus after we get this next field harvested, I want to do. There's a field of corn that we could do for silage and stuff, and I want Derek to be here when we do that, as long
Oh,
as
that's right.
he's
You were talking about doing.
yeah.
Okay.
You could flip up to the farm if you
No,
want
I
to.
know. I just was
I'm gonna
as I'm
park this,
streaming,
and then I gotta
watch it drive by. You know.
park this, and then I'm gonna drive the truck up to the farm.
Actually, I have been working on my website some at nights, doing some updates. I kind of got a wild hair to create different these different pages for motorcycle stuff. All this information I had, cans and stuff,
Yeah,
service manuals and things. Is this
I saw
house?
you. I saw you had that posted.
Yeah.
I
Well, I've been
saw a
working on
post
that
that
for a
you had of
while,
it.
but yeah, because there's these Facebook groups and people are asking for this information and stuff, and it's not, a lot of it isn't like readily out there unless you have like these search manuals and then these magazines and stuff. I'm just screwing around at the farm here until I'm ready to
That's
do
fine.
whatever. Just kind of doing it.
I gotta buy the tractors is what I need, but I need to dump this green first.
Okay.
So
But um yeah, so and it's been paying off like with, oh, there you go. But it's been paying off because I've been getting some more like website hits and things, which that with search and all that and getting the traffic, and then that, of course, obviously more ads play or can be shown and earns some more money to keep it up because again they finally because platform I'm on a it's the name of it's Weebly. Well, it got bought out by Squarespace, which is a big website company, and
Yeah.
um,
Yep, I know.
yeah, you've heard of them, but
Mm-hmm.
uh,
I've heard the advertisements for him,
yeah.
anyways.
So anyway, and so they had to kind of convert me to a Square account. I'm grandfathered in and stuff, but I like I have so much up there, and I was on this free account. So basically, at the bottom of my webpage has a banner that says powered by Weebly or whatever, and I didn't care because I'm not. It's not a web store. And it wasn't intrusive or anything. So I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna buy a subscription because this is just informational. It's my personal site for fun. Always has been. Well, anyway, um, Square basically is like, all right, we can't afford to. Well, it's not more they can't afford. Probably it's more. We're gonna cut off these freebie people, and so basically for basic, I have to be on the basic plan, and it's not expensive at all. But kind of it's $8 a month, $7 a month, something like that. Yeah, like I said, it's cheap and cheap. It wasn't, but it's kind of like, well, there's where the website doesn't earn a lot. I mean, so helps to always be having some of that. Probably can't ride with me, yes, because it's like, oh, I can come and
No.
pick you up.
Well, there has been some mods in the past. I don't know if they have it on this version, but
Man,
uh, there has been a
this thing really gets squirrely when you.
yeah.
Because let's see, it goes. Yeah, I don't. Well, maybe these do like in stock form do like 60, 70. I don't think they do that fast. But anyway, yeah. So it just helps pay for that kind of stuff, and then of course the domain name costs money to own it, and it's 5-year registration, like $100 or something for 5 years.
All right, I got everything bought for what we need to do.
Okay, is it over at the farm?
It's at the shop.
I guess I'll go put the YouTube back for get out of it. We might want it. Oh, we got somebody watching on Twitch. Uh, Logananders. I don't think it's a bot account. Not trying to sell me followers. At least I don't think so. Comment again if you're not a bot. Yeah, I didn't figure you were a bot. But occasionally there's some of those chat bots. All right. Okay. All right. What are we gonna be doing? Doing some tilling or
Well, we were gonna mulch, but
or yeah, okay.
it's not it's not doing anything to the ground, huh?
Where you at? I'm in the Holland here with whatever I have on the rototiller.
It's on mulcher.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
it.
this one didn't. This one didn't mulch.
Oh, let me see.
Did I turn? Maybe I turned that off. Did I turn that off?
Oh, yeah, mine's doing something. Well, it's
Mine
doing it in
isn't.
the grass. It's
Well,
doing
yeah.
it's doing the animation, but should it be making?
It should actually be changing. I'm guessing that field didn't need to be mulched. Oh yeah, but this other field does
What, straight across?
straight up.
Okay. Anyway, if you're out there on Twitch, what brought you here? How'd you find my stream? Because I'm not a popular streamer. I do stream every Thursday night with my buddy here. Comment in the chat. Oh, there we go. It's working. Just scrolling through, just downloaded Farming Sim and have no idea what. Well, welcome to my world. I don't really know either. Actually, my friend Skull Crusher, who's on with me, and he's actually streaming on his channel too, got me into the game. We're longtime friends, go way back to basically elementary school, so he convinced me to buy the game and get in here. Normally, there's another one of our friends that grew up, and we usually tell stories about the old days and some of the stuff we did. And tonight's was probably a little bit boring because we're talking about work, our real jobs, which both of us used to farm. Actually, we grew up on. So this is when I say I don't know what I'm doing, it's like I don't know what I'm doing in the game. But it's fun, relaxing. That's what you always said, Chris. Is it was relaxing. I was like, well, I don't know, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Other than retro gaming, I'm not a gamer, really a gamer. But I can see how you've been on this since what, 15 or 14, or when did you start?
I probably started around 15. I played all the way up from 13. Farm Sim 13.
Okay. And you told me, which I actually own that game, that the John Deere game that was John Deere branded, I should say, was the impetus for this game, right? Back in like the 2000s or something.
That's what I
Because
heard.
I actually owned it, like it was like on clearance at a dealership, and I bought it just because it, like, oh, a farming game, branded by John Deere. This is interesting, and I installed it, played it a little, and I was like, oh well, this could be fun. But again, I didn't have all the time in the world to spend to it, and definitely, racing motocross, and obviously getting started with my career back then. But it's funny because I had played the game, that exact game, if that's what it started from. And then I kind of just didn't even know that it morphed into, always knew about the Sims, like Sim City and from the old days. But when I heard of like Farming Simulator and Truck Simulator, I thought it was it was more of a joke than anything, that these were games were like that big.
When I first heard about this game, I thought it was like, um, why do I want to simulate real life farming? Because that's so hard.
Well, that was part of my thought. Is like, God, I grew up doing this. Why the heck would I want to sit down and play it as a video game?
And then I got it off of GameFly because I had GameFly for a little
Oh
bit.
man, GameFly, is that still a thing?
I don't
I
know.
mean, I
I
never
haven't had it
had
for
it, but I mean, I
years.
totally knew what it was.
And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And ever since then, I've like, I guess, well, even real farming was relaxing to me, but that was just because I'd be sitting in a disc in a field somewhere, and that's what's relaxing to me is and it simulates that pretty well.
Uh, you got it on Xbox Game Pass, so you're a console player, which is nothing wrong with that. I
I
mean, yeah,
started with console.
yeah. I mean, he started with console. I'm kind of a PC master race, but then again, like I said, I'm not really a gamer. Um, so I can't even really you know do the whole PC master race thing. I have a pretty banging PC mostly because I have a YouTube channel. I do YouTube, I make YouTube videos and stuff. So that is not related to gaming. So I need it for that. But uh, I just, the thing is though, is like console seems to be a little bit, maybe a little bit limiting, I guess. So you normally
Well,
play.
it
He says he normally
uh,
plays Call of Duty, which you play Call of Duty. I don't do anything
I
but this game. So.
I haven't done Call of Duty in a long time. I was gonna get into Modern Warfare 2. I kind of had a rage fit over that though because my one friend that does play Call of Duty, I asked him if he was gonna buy the game because I was interested in buying it before it went on before they or whatever you want to call it I was gonna pre-buy it, and he told me no, so I didn't buy it. And then a few weeks later when it came out, he sends me this picture of his new PlayStation with it, and I was so pissed. Because the reason why I was pissed is because when you pre-ordered it, you got some special stuff in the bundle that you can't get without it,
Oh.
without pre-ordering. And it's like I was so mad at him. I was like, you told me you weren't gonna do that because I would have gotten it if you would have told me that you were gonna get it.
Huh.
I may still get it. I may pick it up on sale sometime. Just not any at the moment.
Okay. Gonna say I don't know if there's a Call of Duty equivalent on my Atari 2600 or not, because that's the kind of retro game and I do. And sometimes in um and you've been on those streams, but sometimes I set up my Atari and stream playing Atari games in my retro basement. But he says, yeah, he goes from military to Call of Duty. Um, now, I guess it's just different revisions of the game, but is it okay, Modern Warfare is it it's what it sounds like, so it's like modern. Is there is the regular like Call of Duty more like a Desert Storm type era, or is it or is that
Mm,
or am I totally off base with that kind of thinking?
mm,
I've never played the game, I never watched a YouTube video on it or
I
anything, so
guess
I
I
don't even
don't
know.
know how to describe it to you.
I mean, even in the chat there, you can try and describe it, but I'll let you go.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't because one of my favorites was actually Ghost Recon, and it was basically just about like something like a SEAL Team 6 kind of thing,
okay,
except for it was like post apocalyptic
okay,
kind of trying to fight the like what took over the world kind of thing.
okay. Well, I imagine those kind of games are really fun for people who know. I mean, well, man, we're gonna date ourselves, or I'm gonna date us by making a GoldenEye reference. But yeah, I could totally see multiplayer like what we're doing in those kind of games if everybody is up to par, like you wouldn't want me on your
Yeah.
team because I would just
Well,
probably. Well,
but
I would be. You know what? I'd be the decoy, and I,
that's where I
you'd,
where I am, and
you'd send
I
me out
that's
as a
where I
decoy.
that is where I'm at with the Call of Duty crowd. But the only way that you can get better is if you just sit there and play it, and eventually you just start learning. I had the same problem when I was on Fortnite. I couldn't walk around without getting shot before anybody. Yeah, I can remember like the first time I ever actually got a kill, I was like, "Oh my god, that just."
Now,
And now I can, now I can go in and like if I'm not in the top 5 or 6 towards the end of the match, then
yeah.
either something really bad happened or one of the one of the ones that are is who got me.
Now our friend out here watching on Twitch on my channel here, is there any tips? Because he's on Xbox and he just got it. Obviously, you need to get to the mod hub and mess with mods. But is there some, I don't know, some tips or some things to when you're just starting out, when you, again, like me, don't know what the heck I'm doing? I mean, um, what you should do, especially when you're on console. 'Cause I know it's just a little bit different.
So there are tutorials. There's tutorials they built into the game, but there's also like I watched a lot of YouTubers on what to do and whatnot. Um, and I also started and deleted my files a lot because I'd find something else out and I want to do. There's you can basically set this game no matter you can set this game up no all sorts of different ways to play it, and if something's too hard you can take it off, like rocks and crop destruction and plowing and
Okay,
um
see that's good tips because, like I said, you had to tell me that some of that stuff because I wasn't. Um,
well, and I don't have some of that stuff on this game because I didn't think it would be um with you and especially Derek, it probably wouldn't be very
productive because
yeah productive, and it would just make things so much harder. Um, the thing about consoles is you're limited to a slot count. So the more mods you download, the less slots you have available in the actual game.
that for
Um,
saving then.
well, it's just that there's only so many that you can have basically. Um, so there's only so many tractors that you could download or so
Oh,
many.
oh, you mean for the mods themselves? Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Well, that makes sense because consoles definitely not going to have unlimited, easily expanded memory
No,
like
well, but
PC.
see that's the thing because PlayStation and Xbox have limited those. Um s- they're the ones that set the limits, not giants.
Oh, well, yeah.
But there's still enough content out there, mod hub wise. It makes the game interesting, and there's so many different maps to try. From all over the world that there's always something to if you get bored of one map, there's always something to go try and find somewhere else. And
Okay. He says, I think I'm about about I'm think about buying a PC for work stuff too. What do you mean work stuff? I guess, yeah. What do you mean work stuff? I mean like your actual job or gaming? Because like my work computer is company provided.
Yeah.
Oh, classes. Okay, so you're still in school, like college or still like high school. Plays in classes. Okay, yeah. Well, then that's probably smart. Um.
Hey, roleplay.
Oh, good. We
How's it
got somebody
going?
on your side. Is he on Twitch?
Yeah.
We're watching on Twitch, I
Yep.
assume. Good deal. Um. Uh. Logan, what is your budget for a PC? Yeah, bonds out of curiosity,
Good,
but
good.
yeah, it's nice to see roleplay. Let's see what time is it
Well,
there for him?
you can ask him.
Well, I know he can hear me, but he's on your side. But it's like I can't see what he answered. But it's got to be what, early in the.
Yeah, it's after midnight. Should be after midnight.
Okay, so okay, so Logan over here's got 2,500 for a piece. Well, that's a lot. Like, this PC I got it back in well, I built it, I should say, back in 2019, so I'm running on older. And I my budget was $1,000, and I spent right at about that $1,000. So you got a lot of room to get something pretty snazzy if you want to game it. Otherwise, if you just do homework stuff, like I'm assuming like classes and stuff, you just need to use like Excel and Word, like Microsoft Office, I'm guessing. Then you don't really need much of a laptop. If you want a game, um, in the military, well, I mean, probably the stuff you got to run on it isn't going to be expensive. So, if you want a game, 3,500 will get you a good laptop that can have a some with a dedicated. You'll be able to afford something with a dedicated good dedicated G. If you want a laptop, I would prefer a desktop just because the upgradability and you can get better parts, a lot lower money. You probably need the portability, I guess. I'm running
He
on.
says it's he says it's 3:49
What is he doing up so?
a.m. He has a very early start to his workday.
Well, I mean, I guess technically I could be at work right now too, if I wanted to. We were just you missed the beginning of the stream, but we were kind of talking about how um this new generation just expects to be able to just roll in whenever they want and work whenever they want and stuff, um and some jobs you can definitely do that, and it's just not for me. I I'm kind of a boomer like that. I want my 9 to 5, which is 7 to 4 for me. I could change that, but I've done that for 20 years and probably do that for the next 20. Hopefully, be able to retire. Yeah. Hey, what does play do for fast him?
I thought he switched jobs. I'll see
If
what
he
he
can
answers
start
here.
working this early, must do something in either tech or uh, desk job.
He says at normally have to be at work at 5:30 this morning. Um, I have to be at work at 4:30 instead.
Well, it means you get off early in the afternoon, more than likely, so you got most of the day to still.
Well, either that or overtime. He is an industrial cleaner for supermarkets, shops, and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
then that makes sense, but
well,
that's.
did you change companies? Because I thought I thought you did a job change or something there. Maybe I was wrong.
Well, then that makes sense because you want to be.
Oh, speaking of that, um, I don't know if you heard about my sister's job.
Yes, I saw that post either from her or somebody else. I got other connections in that area. Might
Yeah.
might have been something. Yeah, that's a, a little weird, I guess. I mean, I get it from a corporate real estate standpoint, but
Well, you know who did it to him? Hy-Vee.
well, yeah, but I wouldn't. I mean, IV's there because
Yes, they're taking it over and
okay, so
they're gonna put their
They're gonna demolish and
no,
redevelop the
they're
land.
not
Or,
demolishing it. They have these little. They're not called Hy-Vees. They're called something else like Fresh something, Value
oh,
Fresh or something like that. They have one in Lex, but they, from what I gather, went into the company that owns the property and said that they want that property
huh.
and basically took took over the they I guess technically they're letting the contract run out, but basically they're not renewing
Yeah,
this.
yeah, not renewing the
It was kind of, in my opinion, it sounds like it was probably kind of dirty, but they obviously aren't coming out and saying that's what happened.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's on the up
Oh,
and up
he
because
said, yeah, he did change companies. He's now working out of a van and do smaller shop house clean
oh, okay.
clean and
Well, that makes sense why you got to do it early if stuff.
yeah.
But back to yeah, Holdridge Market and well, that's interesting. Do they think? I mean, because I got to kind of. I always thought it was goofy, even back when it was Hanky Dinky. That you had Hanky Dinky and Jack and Jill. You had that town could support two grocery stores. I mean, you remember when Sunmart was Jack and Jill, don't you?
Yeah,
I
yep.
mean, and first,
We've always had two grocery stores here.
well, no, I know it's always been that way. It was Jack and Jill and Hanky Dinky, and then it went to Sunmart, and then, of course, was it Holdridge
Yeah.
Market or was it another name before that? But anyway, it was always an independent.
Well, I don't know. For the last 16 years, it's been this Holdridge Market.
Yeah, and was it because it was Hanky Dinky for as long as I
If
could
you're
remember as a kid.
if you're kind of wondering what we're talking about, so basically, my sister's company, which is kind of a little bit smaller, they the contract for the place that they rented got the company won't renew it on the property because a bigger corporation, not quite as big as Walmart, but they are very big, came in and told the property owners that they want that property.
It's
So
a
they
grocery store chain. It would be akin to your probably kind of like
yeah, I
akin
hear
to
you
like
role play. Don't
probably akin to
he
like either Aldi or Tesco over there is probably how big size. But I guess going back to that, I mean, are they going to try to push Sunmart out? Because it always seemed like,
no.
especially when it changed to Holdridge Market, like Holdridge the Holdridge Market seemed to always, in my opinion, probably a better store than Sunmart.
Well, not just better, but it seemed cleaner.
Well, that's
Sunmart probably actually owns their property though. I think that's the difference there.
Yeah.
Because whoever owns that store probably owns that property.
Maybe. But see, that's the thing. Like, when well, not Pomida, but Shopco out of there, because that never got a new tenant when those went out of
So
business. Because see, those that they
so
went bankrupt. So um
Brooke told me that it kind of came out after, or she heard afterwards from some different people. So they had 3 different companies try to come into that store, and the property holders wouldn't let them come in. And then we know one of the gals that ran one of the restaurants that's no longer there, and she said that the property owners were really difficult to work with. So I'd take it for what it is. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but that's what we were kind of hearing.
yeah, because the was that the sail in or was that the Mexican?
That was a sale in. The Mexican place is still there.
Well, but the sail in's been um on for.
Oh,
Because
maybe a
we used to go
year.
we used to go there
She
for
the the
beer
only
and chicken
reason
gizzards.
the only reason they quit was because she was wanting to retire, and she
Okay.
had the place up for sale, but no one wanted to buy it from her. So she just finally got to a point where she was like, well, she's gonna have to quit.
Now that's interesting about Hy-Vee, just because, and yeah, they're in small places, but usually, just like Walmart, a Walmart would probably never go into the Holdridge area just because
Well,
building.
but now see they've missed their opportunity because now everything has a Dollar General.
Well, that's what I mean. Because
Why
yeah,
do you
Dollar
need a
General
Walmart?
goes in anywhere that's underserved, and usually Walmart stay out of that area because, again, if a Dollar General's there, there's probably not enough um market to support a
Yeah,
full.
we're what I would call us a big town. We're not like a huge city, but we're not we're a bigger city in the or bigger town in the area that I live in. We're definitely the biggest in, well, I would say a while, except for Kearney's obviously bigger, and they're only like 30 minutes away,
And
30
it's
miles away.
not even a. I mean, it's the town everybody goes to, but I mean, even it's not.
Yeah,
What is it? Is it
but
even is
it's
it even
about
up to 100,000 people now yet? It's always hovered
what?
around 70.
Who?
Talking
Boulder or Kearney?
Carney.
Kearney's never been that big.
No, well, no, that's what I'm saying. But it's grown. I just wondered how much by how much. I could
Well,
look.
heck, Grand Island's not even that big.
I
I
know
thought
that.
I thought Kearney was around 30,000, and Grand Island's about
But
50,000.
yeah, no, you're right. I don't. I think maybe I'm thinking of them all combined or something.
Because 70, well, you said 70,000. Because I think Lincoln is around like nine or 100,000.
Hang on, I gotta look. That got me curious. But I could be dead. Yeah, no, you're right. 33.95. So 30, okay. Why I was thinking. I,
Well,
I must have been
they
thinking about
always
the tri. I
they
must have been thinking about the Tri Cities. But now you
Well, they always say Carney gets to be about 50
okay.
when
Lincoln's almost
Carney
300.
when college
Lincoln's
is in
almost
session.
300, which I guess I pegged it for around two. So okay, yeah, you're right. Been away.
But you know, we whether that seems big or small to you, role play. I mean, I'm also in the middle of farm country.
I mean, actually, in these towns like this and smaller, or even bigger, uh, farmland like in this game literally butts up against town. And some
Yeah.
places, if even if they try to, if they are unsuccessful at annexing, you have fields within the town. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're small, kind of like your stuff over there in the UK, but they're literally can be in town, like I mean, like a department store, like a. I mean, I know you know what Walmart is, but like you can have a Walmart and then right across their parking lot is a is a hayfield or something, you know.
He asked what the biggest city in America is.
Uh,
I would think it'd be New York.
that New York or Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's got to be definitely one of those two.
Yeah, New York or Los Angeles.
It
Large.
says New York City with 8,804,000.
Los Angeles is probably not far behind that. I had to get.
Um,
I've I'm technically been to New York. Been to LA and want to be there, and actually where I live now I thoughts about.
it says Los Angeles is 3.9 million,
Okay. Well, the
so they're
greater Los
considerably
Angeles is
smaller.
probably closer, counting all these. Again, that's the thing role play back here um is for example, like where I live, um there's so much growth in little towns that have been kind of swallowed up. They're not technically part of the city, so it depends on how what you look like. A lot like Los Angeles, you have Marietta, you have county. I can't even think of them all, but there's probably 15 towns that are surround that 3.5 million that probably make up another 3.5 million um, around there. If I had to
Well, in New York
guess,
City probably because it's on an island.
uh,
Um, so it probably didn't have to fight for other towns on the island,
yeah.
as it grew.
I mean that's the thing, Brook, Brooklyn or whatever, which is by, but it's
I
kind of a
like you. I've been to Los Angeles. I have not been to New York City.
well.
Um,
That's the thing. I've flown over it and changed planes in Newark, and you can basically Newark, New Jersey, and you basically can when you're landing, you see downtown because it's just literally that close.
yeah. The closest I've been to there was Washington D.C. because I've been there.
Well, and I've been, of course, Connecticut, and I've driven from Connecticut, to Massachusetts. And it's funny because it's kind of like driving. It's literally like driving from like your commute from Holdridge to Kearney, and you're in a different state.
Yeah.
It's just that's just that small over there.
Yeah,
Guess,
those states are
I
really
guess that's
small.
why they call it New England, because overall about that size.
Okay, you got that last little strip.
Yeah.
This next field needs it or not. I'll drive over and look.
But
I
it's in.
don't think we'll start it if we do, but I don't think so. I think we can go park these with the combines if you want to.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe this is a good stop.
I was thinking that, and then we can either start on the next field or we can get discs out.
Next time.
Yeah.
Discs a disc and
Okay. We'll do that then. We'll get these 3 fields turned over. I'm assuming you know where I went. I didn't. I just took off. Yeah, you're going. Oh, you were going the right
okay. I
direction.
couldn't remember if it's that way or this way. Yeah, that's right.
No, turn kind of angle there. There you
Oh
go.
yeah, that's right. Because I. Yeah, it's interesting, kind of to explain to me in a different country, a foreigner, like kind of the we talk about. Yeah, the New England states. Yeah, it's kind of small over there when the country's kind of so big.
Well, you know what? We've got counties, or at least um, in my state, because you're in a different state than I am, but we've got a county that is as big as some of those states. But the reason why it's a county and not a state is because it's so unpopulated. It's just um it's literally just farm ground. It's actually, I think it's a lot of ranches. Like you see, if you ever seen oh, what's that popular one now? It's got Kevin Costner in it. Um, gosh, everybody would know it off the. Anybody else would know it because it's really popular right now. The show.
Oh,
There's a show that's really popular.
oh,
It's
no, I
got
don't
Kevin
watch it, but
Costner in it.
yeah, yeah, now I know what you mean.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's kind of like that up there in that big county.
Oh, I guess I
Just a
parked.
lot
Oh,
of ranches like that. Where are you?
I'm over at the farm.
Well, why'd you go to the farm
I
where
thought
I
that's where
parked
we were
over at the.
going. I guess.
No, I went to the combines.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know where they was.
Well, that's why I told you to go cut across that field.
Yeah, that didn't seem right to me. No.
That's fine. I'll come over.
Oh, here,
Oh, you're already there.
yeah, I'm over in. But yeah, anyway.
Anyways.
But that's the thing. Hey, it's a place I'd like to visit, see, because it's.
I would like to see Big Ben.
Yeah. Well, I'd like
I
to.
like I like seeing tourist attractions like that. I really like
Well, I'd like to
touristy
go.
things like
I'd like
that.
to go up north. Well, for Stonehenge, but just up north,
That'd be cool too.
more rural area. Just because stuff is so old over there. I mean, yeah. Over here we have, of course, ancient ruins from early people and stuff, and that in my state is got some, from the I forget years, but like the Aztecs and next, whatever these native peoples. And then of course, there's in my backyard, pretty much literally, you can dig up dinosaur kind of thing. But as far as like history, like where civilization started, I mean, here a lot in the UK is a lot has a lot of
Yeah.
old castles, that kind of area. But Stonehenge and up north, and then getting into Scotland, but definitely. Well, that's a bucket list thing. Mostly, we'll get there. Some have to be out of the house before that kind of.
I thought Mr. T's plan was that you were to get out of the house. He was taking it over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your movie, not him.
Yeah. But anyway, all
Anyway,
right. Well,
yeah.
I guess I'll call it here.